Power draws attention. When you stand before those who hold influence, every gesture, every glance, every pause is measured. You are on a battlefield, invisible to others, but painfully visible to them. In these moments, ordinary presence is a liability. The powerful operate like predators, scanning for weakness. Your survival depends on moving without leaving a trace. Enter the day as a shadow among kings. Let the world see only what you allow. The slightest misstep invites scrutiny. Each interaction is reconnaissance, each word a test. Your mind must be a throne, impervious to judgment, commanding calm from the inside out. Invisibility is mastery. It is not about avoidance, but about strategic absence. Make your energy scarce. Speak minimally. Let others perform while you observe. Their focus is your camouflage. Ordinary visibility invites manipulation and control. In meetings, when voices rise with ambition, respond with measured tone and deliberate pace. Let the heated argument pass. Let the louder claim the spotlight. One micro example. A colleague attempts to undermine your point, highlighting flaws before others. You listen without reaction, nod once, then continue, allowing the moment to dissipate naturally. The king's gaze misses nothing. Do not attempt to charm or compete. Instead, hold the interior fortress. Protect your thoughts and intentions as armor. Maintain routines that reinforce your presence only where necessary. Every revelation is a risk. Every silence a shield. Weak reacting immediately. Strong observing, calculating. Then choosing exposure. Weak over-explaining. Strong concise authority. Weak seeking validation. Strong self-contained confidence. Each day execute this pattern. Move with purpose, yet leave no trace. Monitor energy, pace, and visibility. Eliminate unnecessary signals. Calibrate your expressions to blend into the environment without fading entirely. Presence must be tactical, like a chess piece hidden behind pawns, influencing the board without inviting attack. Freedom lies in stealth, autonomy in discretion. Your unseen influence expands while the powerful remain unaware of your reach. Let them underestimate you. Let them measure the wrong threat. The reward is control over your trajectory. Move through rooms, conversations, and networks as though cloaked in armor no eye can pierce. Preserve this interior sovereignty relentlessly. Build confidence that is quiet but unyielding. Each interaction becomes a rehearsal of discipline, a study in perception, a demonstration of self-rule. Invisibility is not weakness. It is refined strategy, a throne of thought and calm amidst the clamor. Rule yourself before being seen. Protect the space within that no external force can breach. Let the world underestimate. Let the shadow move. Claim your freedom in every silent decision. Your mantra, I move unseen, yet I shape the world. Your mind is your throne. Within its walls, power is claimed before the world sees you. Historical leaders who succeeded in environments of extreme scrutiny, from Roman senators to Renaissance princes, did so by mastering their internal domain first. Cognitive sovereignty is not abstract. It is discipline in thought. Each stray impulse, each unexamined reaction, broadcasts vulnerability. Train your mind like a fortress where observation and calculation are the watchtowers, not idle chatter or emotional display. Chaos in thought translates directly into exposure. Control every narrative you tell yourself. Silence every mental noise that could betray weakness. Mental clarity is a shield against external manipulation. Invisible perception extends this principle outward. Awareness of surroundings is reconnaissance, noticing subtle gestures, tonal shifts, and micro-expressions without reacting outwardly. A modern office meeting, a negotiation table, a casual social gathering, all are fields where unseen observation yields advantage. Historical tacticians understood that the most dangerous forces are those who act without being noticed, observe silently, absorb information, anticipate threats, and never telegraph intent. This is mental camouflage. Emotional armor is the final bastion. Guard your feelings as carefully as a general guards his supply lines. Displayed frustration, eagerness, or fear becomes a signal flare to those who scan for weakness. Calm, measured thought is your moat. It separates the throne of your mind from invaders seeking leverage. In one real-world example, a subordinate publicly criticizes a policy you support. Instead of immediate rebuttal, you pause, acknowledge their point calmly, and redirects the conversation with strategic brevity, maintaining authority without inflaming conflict. Weak, reacting immediately. Strong, observing, then controlling exposure. Weak, over-explaining. Strong, concise assertion. Weak, revealing doubt. Strong, internal resolution. Each mental exercise strengthens the throne. Schedule periods for reflection and silent strategy. Guard your internal dialogue. Prioritize clarity and continuously assess your surroundings without unnecessary disclosure. Let thoughts of others pass through your fortress without influence, while you decide which to act upon and which to ignore. Recognize that external chaos rarely penetrates disciplined cognition. Your mind, ruled with precision, becomes a sanctuary and a weapon. Thoughts are troops, emotions are banners, perception is reconnaissance. Exercise each day. Never allow impulse to breach the walls. The reward is invisible, yet potent. Autonomy, strategic advantage, and the ability to navigate powerful environments without exposure. Rule the mind and you command every battlefield before it begins. Let no one see your full measure, and in that discretion lies your ultimate strength. Your mantra, my mind reigns, unseen yet unchallenged. The first light of day is a battlefield unseen, where early movements define the outcome of hours yet to come. Your morning is not mere routine, it is reconnaissance, a silent operation before the world arrives with its demands, judgments, and watchful eyes. Observe your environment and schedule with the precision of a general surveying a field. Every moment of unhurried attention allows you to anticipate challenges, to position yourself advantageously, and to avoid unnecessary exposure to dominant forces that thrive on distraction. Dawn reconnaissance is simple in practice yet profound in effect. Quiet observation of emails, messages, and news. Assessment of priorities without haste. Noting subtle shifts in relationships and opportunities. These early hours set the tone for invisibility. Strategic energy allocation is your next weapon. Power is drawn not from constant social performance, but from deliberate, focused actions. Every task consumes resources, physical, emotional, cognitive. Spend them on maneuvers that advance your objectives, not on superficial visibility. In offices or social arenas, notice who seeks to command attention and who monitors the room silently. Conserve your energy for the moments that matter. Be present yet never overexposed. Silent conditioning completes the armor of dawn. Morning rituals, structured exercise, meditation planning act as fortifications around your presence. The disciplined dawn reinforces control over self and, by extension, control over perception. The more rigorous and intentional your start, the less detectable your vulnerabilities become. Even small routines, reviewing goals, prioritizing tasks, preparing attire, compound to form a shield against scrutiny. A colleague might challenge your approach, insisting on immediate visibility in a meeting. Respond with calm acknowledgement, redirecting focus to critical objectives. Weak, reacting emotionally. Strong, observing, affirming priorities, proceeding strategically. Weak, over-explaining actions. Strong, concise assertion of intentions. Weak, deferring judgment to others. Strong internal decision before engagement. By mastering these early movements, you command your day without surrendering to external pressures. Treat each dawn as a tactical operation. Execute your routines with discipline, mindfulness, and intention. Let no idle conversation or trivial demand drain your reserves. Recognize that morning mastery is not vanity but survival. It preserves your invisibility, your autonomy, and your strategic advantage. Each dawn observed and controlled quietly prepares you to navigate the powerful unseen, turning hours into silent victories that accumulate into lasting influence. Your mantra: conquer the dawn, remain unseen, strike only with purpose. Stillness is the weapon unseen, a force more potent than words and louder than declarations. Like a stalking predator, you move through spaces without disturbing the air. Each pause a camouflage that conceals intent and misleads observers. The predator's pause is not inaction, but strategic concealment. You linger silently, watching powerful figures act, listening to subtleties others miss, and allowing their own motions to betray priorities and weaknesses. In these moments, observation becomes a battlefield. The less you reveal, the more you gain. Non-reactive power is your armor. Every display of emotion, every immediate response, draws attention and weakens invisibility. By restraining impulses, you maintain leverage, creating distance between provocation and reaction. Others may try to draw you into debate or confrontation. Respond with calmer acknowledgement and a return to purpose. Weak, snapping with indignation. Strong, noting the point internally and redirecting energy to strategic aims. Mindful shadowing completes the triad of silent mastery. You move alongside without intrusion, noting alliances, patterns, and intentions. Knowledge acquired without exposure becomes the ultimate tool. Observe decisions, track behaviors, and map connections while remaining imperceptible. Even in moments of disagreement, a single measured response establishes authority without revealing vulnerabilities. Weak, arguing publicly. Strong, internalizing the disagreement, adjusting tactics, and letting results speak. Each pause is a calculated step, each silence a shield. Stillness permits insight while preserving mobility, enabling you to strike or withdraw at the optimal moment. Treat silence as an active instrument, not mere absence. Guard your presence as a hidden fortress, making detection by those in power difficult and making your movements deliberate. The more you practice restraint, the more you command situations invisibly, allowing the powerful to act while you shape outcomes quietly. Through consistent stillness, you wield influence without exposure, mastering the subtle art of observation, patience, and timing. Every moment spent in mindful pause compounds your advantage, reinforcing the sovereignty of thought and intention over reaction and visibility. Your mantra: stillness conceals, observation commands, patience conquers. Every exposure is a vulnerability. The unseen survive while the visible fall. To move through the world undetected, you must ruthlessly eliminate anything that betrays your presence. Toxic visibility begins with habits, routines, and attachments that draw the eyes of the powerful. Morning patterns broadcast more than productivity. They reveal priorities, weaknesses, and predictability. Scan your schedule for actions that invite scrutiny. Remove or neutralize them quietly, so the world does not register your absence. The silent cut is the extension of this discipline into human connections. Some relationships, no matter how familiar, leak information or dilute discretion. Ending them does not require confrontation. It demands subtlety. A gradual withdrawal leaves no opportunity for gossip or retaliation. Weak, announcing every departure publicly. Strong, disengaging respectively and invisibly, maintaining neutrality while preserving influence. Information control is your final bastion. Every word, every revelation is ammunition for others to use against you. Share only what is necessary. In meetings, limit commentary to essentials. In communications, avoid overexposure. Excess detail is an invitation to be mapped and dominated. Observe interactions from the edges. Notice where casual disclosure has led others to anticipate moves or preferences. Correct immediately by retracting excess information without drama. Strategic elimination extends to digital traces, public associations, and habitual oversharing. Each piece removed strengthens your shadow, making you harder to track and easier to maneuver. In moments of unavoidable disagreement, maintain calm authority. Weak, defending every opinion aggressively. Strong, listening, acknowledging without reactive display, then redirecting focus to actionable priorities. This approach projects sovereignty without creating visible friction. Treat every habit, every contact, every piece of shared information as potential exposure. Cut with precision, not haste. The more deliberate your actions, the more invisible your influence becomes. Your daily choices, when filtered through this lens, transform you into a figure whose presence is neither contested nor exploited. Eliminate distractions and non-essential obligations that bind you publicly. Preserve energy for critical decisions rather than performative tasks. As you remove what compromises discretion, you amplify control. Silence, absence, and selective engagement become tools as sharp as any weapon. Each act of removal is an assertion of autonomy, a statement of sovereignty that leaves no room for intrusion. Mastery of invisibility depends on this ruthless clarity. Your mantra: cut what betrays, guard what is unseen, move as shadow. Authority is best wielded in silence. Visible power invites scrutiny, and scrutiny breeds rivals. To command without exposure, you must master the mask of command. Imagine a battlefield where the general moves unseen, orchestrating maneuvers while opponents focus elsewhere. Invisible influence is your weapon. Project confidence through posture, tone, and measured words, without overt declarations of capability. Let others underestimate your reach. Their assumptions become your advantage. Weak, broadcasting every achievement. Strong, accomplishing in plain view while maintaining ambiguity. Strategic camouflage allows you to inhabit power structures without stirring alarm. Attend meetings, but speak minimally. Act decisively only when your intervention is unnoticed. Timing, discretion, and observation define the invisible operative. Each calculated action strengthens credibility while preserving secrecy. Silent signals convey competence without inviting envy or opposition. A nod at the right moment, a carefully phrased suggestion, a quiet corrective action. These gestures communicate mastery without revealing intent. During a recent project dispute, you acknowledge alternative viewpoints calmly, then guide the team to optimal decisions through subtle authoritative cues. Your presence is felt, not challenged. Command respect without confrontation. Remove unnecessary gestures of dominance. Let outcomes speak. Control information flow meticulously. Share what empowers, withhold what exposes. Your agenda should advance while remaining obscured. Maintain consistency between appearance and action. Discrepancies attract attention. Blend patience with precision, ensuring every visible move reinforces stability. Weak, rushing decisions under pressure. Strong, calculating impact, then executing decisively. Avoid overexposure in communications, public displays, or alliances. Each interaction is a chess move. Position yourself advantageously, anticipate counters, and act only when the advantage is clear. Cultivate a calm demeanor. Unpredictability in temper invites observation. Let competence be implicit, not announced. Observe patterns among colleagues and superiors, adapting behavior to align with expectations while preserving autonomy. The mask of command is not deceit, it is strategic poise. Your authority is invisible but undeniable. Your influence subtle yet effective. Strength lies in restraint, clarity, and timing. Every decision, gesture, and word should reinforce credibility while concealing true scope. Master this balance, and your ascent proceeds without interference, your directives executed without opposition, your presence commanding without exposure. Your mantra, lead unseen, strike with certainty. Mastery over the self is the truest weapon. Without it, no strategy survives scrutiny. Envision yourself as a predator in the shadows, moving through the terrain of influence unseen, sensing the currents before they shift. Predatory planning begins with anticipation. Map the intentions of those above and around you, predicting moves before they crystallize. Each observation is ammunition, each pause a shield. Invisibility is not absence, it is strategic positioning. Limit exposure to scrutiny, while cultivating awareness of threats that often remain hidden. Psychological stealth demands relentless discipline. Every impulse that could betray your presence must be internalized, examined, and neutralized. Weak reactions, uncontrolled emotions, or habitual oversharing reveal patterns that predators exploit. Replace impulsivity with measured control, allowing decisions to emerge from calculation rather than instinct. Ethical lethality is the art of neutralizing danger without confrontation. Subtle interventions, redirecting a conversation, reallocating resources, or quietly correcting misinformation, achieve victory without open combat. Each unseen move compounds influence while keeping adversaries unaware of the pressure applied. When disagreement arises, act with calm authority, acknowledge differing perspectives, then implement solutions that subtly shift outcomes in your favor. Weak, overt correction. Strong, silent redirection that secures objectives without visible conflict. Observe continuously. Recognize potential threats before they recognize you. Preserve your invisibility while asserting control through outcomes rather than declarations. Trust is calibrated, visibility managed, influence extended through precision. Every engagement, every decision, every silent maneuver is a calculated strike, neutralizing risk before it manifests. Maintain a disciplined routine of reflection, anticipating patterns that could compromise security. Strength is expressed not in dominance, but in the ability to operate undetected, achieving objectives without alarm. Weak, reactive defense. Strong, proactive mastery. Adapt constantly. The landscape of power shifts daily, requiring vigilance and foresight. Remain poised, controlling attention and energy, letting actions speak while presence remains understated. The inner assassin is not malevolent, it is strategic clarity, a guardian of agency and autonomy. Execute with precision, eliminate threats preemptively, and maintain invisibility while influence spreads imperceptibly. Your capacity to neutralize danger before detection ensures sovereignty and safety in any arena. Lead with silent authority, observe without bias, act without exposure, and let outcomes demonstrate mastery. Every movement is deliberate, every choice informed, every silence commanding. Dominate without display, strike without sound, and ascend without notice. Your mantra, strike unseen, rule unchallenged. Power is preserved through restraint and calculation, not through endless display. Imagine yourself as a wolf navigating a landscape of larger predators, unseen yet fully aware. Feeding the wolf means providing exactly what is required to satisfy external expectations while safeguarding the energy necessary for decisive action. Calculated generosity ensures you offer what is anticipated by those above you, maintaining credibility without exposing strategic depth. Compliments, minor assistance, and visible loyalty are tools. Deploy them judiciously to create an appearance of compliance, not submission. Resource hoarding is your armor. Knowledge, alliances, and mental energy are assets to be concealed until the moment they yield maximum advantage. Guard your insights, limit the reach of your influence, and avoid dissipating strength on trivial endeavors. The hidden predator survives, not by confrontation, but by blending into the environment, observing and conserving until opportunity emerges. When a colleague challenges your methods, acknowledge their perspective calmly, then redirect priorities subtly to achieve your objectives without escalation. Weak, overt argument. Strong, silent recalibration that secures control. Every gesture is intentional, every contribution is measured. The wolf does not reveal hunger in advance, nor does it expose its path unnecessarily. Monitor the shifting currents of power and adjust your visibility accordingly, presenting competence while remaining underestimated. Limit exposure to scrutiny and resist the temptation to assert dominance prematurely. Maintain alliances quietly, provide minimal but meaningful support, and preserve surplus energy for moments when initiative becomes decisive. Observe the environment as a chessboard. Each figure moves according to rules and expectations, yet your pieces are reserved for critical strikes. Subtlety is your weapon, discretion is your shield. A small act of compliance can diffuse tension, safeguard position, and prevent unnecessary attention. Predict reactions before they occur and allocate resources only when they generate tangible leverage. Sustain mental clarity and emotional equilibrium to navigate complex dynamics without fatigue or error. Each unseen decision strengthens sovereignty, each quiet calculation extends influence, and each reserved asset enhances readiness. Your presence is felt without demanding acknowledgement. Your capacity is acknowledged only through outcome. Execute with patience, conserve with intent, and maneuver without exposure. The wolf thrives because it blends, waits, and acts with precision. Your mantra, feed the wolf, strike when unseen. Life is a strategic grid. Each square representing a choice, each move an opportunity to gain or lose power. Approach it as a chessboard, where visibility invites attack and invisibility breeds control. Positional awareness is paramount. Understand the hierarchy surrounding you, recognize which squares draw scrutiny, and learn which positions are vulnerable. Observe the movements of those above and around you, noting patterns and tendencies. The piece that advances without awareness is exposed. The one that measures threats and opportunities alike maintains leverage. Calculated sacrifice is a tool, not a concession. Some engagements are illusions, designed to consume attention and resources, yield superficial influence when necessary to protect the integrity of your position. Retreat from visibility temporarily, letting others advance while you consolidate strength quietly. The observant player accepts that short-term concession can secure long-term advantage. Anticipatory strategy distinguishes the invisible from the impulsive. Consider 6 moves ahead, envisioning how every action will affect the board in multiple dimensions. Each alliance, each word, each gesture carries repercussions. Predict potential threats and adjust plans to maintain distance from danger. When a colleague attempts to draw you into a minor conflict over a procedural disagreement, respond calmly, acknowledge their concern, offer minimal engagement, and redirect focus to strategic priorities. Weak defensive argument, strong, measured acknowledgement, followed by silent repositioning. Manage resources, energy, and information carefully, conserving capacity for decisive moments. The invisible player is not idle but selective, moving pieces when the outcome is favorable and remaining unseen when it is not. Anticipation requires discipline. It demands a constant scan of the environment, a readiness to adapt, and the patience to wait for the exact moment to strike. Visibility is a vulnerability, discretion is strength. Position yourself in corners of influence, accumulate insight without announcing intent, and act in ways that leave observers unaware of your full capability. Every move should preserve flexibility and minimize exposure. Avoid unnecessary confrontation and resist the temptation to demonstrate competence at every opportunity. Instead, create the impression of presence without full revelation. Cultivate networks silently, maintain strategic alliances discreetly, and store energy for moves that will shift the balance decisively. Success belongs to those who master the grid, who manipulate positions while remaining unobserved, and who leverage foresight into control. Observe, conserve, anticipate, and advance only when the board aligns with your objectives. Command every square you occupy without surrendering your invisibility. Every micro-decision compounds into long-term sovereignty. Control the board without being seen. Discipline is the forge upon which invisibility is hammered. Treat each day as a battlefield where routine becomes armor and ritual sharpens your defenses. Structure your morning and evening, your physical movement and mental preparation, as if each gesture is a shield against exposure. Routine is not monotony. It is a framework that prevents accidental visibility, reducing the chaos that betrays presence. Mental rehearsal is your silent war room. Visualize interactions, anticipate observation, and practice responses until they are instinctive. Walk through conversations in your mind, imagining every gaze, every question, every subtle assessment. The more precisely you rehearse, the less you reveal when reality unfolds. Controlled impulses are your sharpening stone. Each restraint exercised strengthens presence without announcing it. Do not react to every provocation. The power lies in what you choose not to display. When a colleague attempts to bait you into a heated debate over office politics, respond with measured acknowledgement and redirect focus without revealing agitation. Weak, immediate rebuttal, and visible frustration. Strong, calm acknowledgement, silent repositioning, and unshaken posture. Your body, voice, and expression become instruments of silent dominance, a demonstration of internal control rather than external conquest. Daily consistency compounds like layers of armor. Each repetition builds resilience against the unpredictable currents of social observation. Track energy expenditure, prioritizing effort for moments that yield decisive influence while conserving capacity for unobserved maneuvering. Recognize that self-mastery requires patience. Invisibility is sustained through persistence, not impulsive action. The iron will is a muscle strengthened through deliberate practice. Allocate time to mental focus, physical conditioning, and strategic reflection, treating each as an essential component of your invisible arsenal. Avoid indulgence that dulls vigilance. Every choice to restrain desire, emotion, or action is a victory that fortifies your position. Preserve calm amidst distraction, maintaining composure when chaos erupts around you. The invisible are often misjudged as passive, yet their power lies precisely in what is unseen and unprovoked. Engage selectively, act intentionally, and withdraw when opportunity demands stealth. Establish rituals that condition both mind and body, reinforcing habits that support sustained discretion. Prepare each day with foresight, executing tasks methodically while remaining shielded from unnecessary scrutiny. Let observation become instinct and restraint become second nature. Through these practices, willpower transforms into a silent weapon, rendering you untouchable, not through fear, but through impenetrable presence. Train relentlessly, rehearse relentlessly, restrain relentlessly. Forge the mind, become unseen. Power without visibility is the ultimate command. The world bends to what it cannot perceive. Position yourself upon the silent throne, a seat of authority unobserved, where decisions ripple outward without announcing their source. Influence spreads like unseen currents, altering outcomes while your presence remains a shadow. Each interaction, each observation, each carefully measured action contributes to a lattice of impact that others cannot trace. Become a strategist of absence, shaping the battlefield from the edges while remaining unnoticed at its center. The untraceable impact is your signature. Direct outcomes, guide initiatives, and adjust trajectories while leaving no footprints. Others may claim credit or stumble through your arrangements unaware, but your control is absolute because it is undetectable. Command with subtlety, acting where eyes do not reach and mouths do not speak. Do not engage in needless visibility. Every exposure is a vulnerability. Retreat when attention gathers. Advance when paths open unseen. Micromanage perception as diligently as action, ensuring your image conveys calm neutrality, masking intent. The master of shadows walks among colleagues with the same demeanor as any observer, yet every move is a calculated stroke in a larger design. Weak vocal dominance and overt assertion, strong silent influence and strategic invisibility. When a peer challenges your direction in a team meeting, respond with measured acknowledgement, reframing the point without conceding authority. Let disagreement pass like water over stone, unyielding yet unobtrusive. Develop routines that reinforce invisibility, daily habits that build competence and readiness without attracting notice. Internalize anticipation, foresee reactions, and prepare responses in advance so your external calm remains unbroken. Exercise restraint as a weapon. Each controlled impulse enhances your aura of untouchable poise. Let observation be your reconnaissance, noting behavior and tendencies while maintaining neutrality. Choose when to intervene and when to withdraw. Mastery lies in timing as much as discretion. Your presence should be like gravity, influencing orbits without visible force. Recognize that power unclaimed is as potent as power wielded openly. Cultivate knowledge, sharpen judgment, and let actions speak indirectly, transforming unseen decisions into tangible outcomes. The invisible strategist thrives where attention falters, turning subtle maneuvers into decisive advantage. Command respect through competence, not confrontation. Build systems, influence alliances, and orchestrate shifts without leaving a trail. Become central to the game of power while appearing peripheral, a node of authority that others cannot disrupt because they do not know it exists. Train patience, rehearse restraint and perfect timing. The world sees only the result, never the operator. This is the final form, untouchable, unseen, yet indispensable. Rule silently, reign unseen. Power unobserved is power unchallenged. The world cannot strike what it cannot perceive. You emerge as the ghost king, moving through ordinary life as if it were a battlefield mapped entirely in your mind. Every routine, every silent choice, every calibrated gesture becomes a weapon of invisibility. Integration of strategy is no longer theoretical. It is instinct. Your mind orchestrates action and restraint simultaneously. Your routines act as armor and your stillness masks intent. Perception is now your dominion. You see all without revealing yourself. Influence spreads like a tide, imperceptible yet unstoppable, shifting outcomes while leaving no trace. Master every facet of your internal game. Let anticipation guide your moves. Each environment is analyzed, every potential observer catalogued, their expectations predicted and neutralized before they arise. Micromanage your presence. Be physically present without inviting scrutiny, vocally available without revealing power. Internalize sovereignty so fully that external attention becomes irrelevant. The eyes that hunt for leverage find only absence, their strategies impotent against what they cannot locate. Your psyche is a fortress, immune to distraction, immune to the pull of recognition. Controlled detachment is your weapon. Let the world rush around you while you occupy the high ground of calm authority. Every interaction is rehearsed mentally, every potential misstep preempted, ensuring that you navigate social currents like a master tactician on a chessboard. When confronted by disagreement or challenge, respond with measured acknowledgement, reframing the issue without yielding control. Weak, reactive. Strong, composed, and invisible. Epic transformation completes as you shift from participant to architect. You no longer operate within the gaze of power. You bend the battlefield to your silent will. Systems, alliances, and decisions align under your unseen hand. You are both absent and central, untouchable yet essential. Influence emanates from your unobserved position. Decisions ripple outward, and power adapts without ever detecting the source. Develop rituals that reinforce invisibility, cultivate mental rehearsal to anticipate every outcome, and exercise restraint to refine presence without exposure. Your actions, your thoughts, your aura combine into seamless, undetectable authority. The Ghost King commands silently, governs invisibly, and achieves a state where ordinary life becomes a realm under quiet dominion. Let mastery, patience, and precision guide each moment. Build invisibility into habit until it becomes instinct. The final form of influence is subtle yet absolute, untouchable yet omnipotent. Your sovereignty is internal, your impact external, and your existence in the eyes of the powerful is a phantom. Reign unseen, rule unchallenged. Power is most secure when it is unseen. Move through your world as if every corridor, every meeting, and every observation is a battlefield mapped solely in your mind. Daily mastery begins with routine. Refine habits that anchor your presence without drawing attention. Observe attentively. Notice the subtleties others overlook. Stillness is your shield. Let your calm dictate tempo, letting others rush while you maintain equilibrium. Invisibility is incremental. Each quiet action compounds into a presence that influences without exposure. Strategic absence is not avoidance. It is command. Operate above scrutiny, allowing the powerful to assume control while you shape outcomes silently. Build mental armor, repeating your mantra until it becomes instinct. I move unseen, yet I shape the world. Reinforce observation by cataloging behaviors, testing predictions, and adjusting without signaling intent. Respond to disagreements with measured acknowledgement, subtly guiding resolution without confrontation. Weak, argue and defend. Strong, observe, adjust, and maintain control from shadows. Final empowerment emerges from understanding that freedom does not require overt dominance. It comes from the capacity to act without detection. Influence spreads when presence is minimized, and autonomy is secured when exposure is restrained. Guard routines, guard thoughts, guard visibility. Let every action be deliberate, every silence strategic. Gradually, invisibility transforms into authority. Your absence becomes a tool, your discretion a weapon. Observe the battlefield of ordinary life, mastering space, attention, and perception. Shape outcomes like a tactician commanding from behind the lines. Your influence is felt even when unseen. The unseen player survives, thrives, and directs without interference. Each day, refine the intersection of habit, awareness, and stillness. Internalize control until it is inseparable from your identity. Command yourself, command your environment, command without detection. Repeat the mantra consistently, cementing psychological armor that deflects scrutiny and preserves autonomy. Through incremental practice, invisibility becomes instinctual. Your moves leave no trace yet ripple through systems. Operate like a shadow in light, constant yet imperceptible. Let calm observation replace reaction. Let strategic absence replace impulsive assertion, and let disciplined presence replace overt demonstration. Your power lies in the convergence of subtlety, precision, and patience. Maintain the tension of silent authority, the patience of a predator, and the foresight of a general surveying the field. In this state, influence is sovereign, freedom is preserved, and the gaze of power cannot touch you. Every routine, every pause, every unobserved decision is a brick in the fortress of invisibility. Solidify habits, sharpen perception, and reinforce boundaries daily. By mastering the art of moving unseen, you gain leverage without exposure, authority without confrontation, and freedom without compromise. Repeat until it is instinct. I move unseen, yet I shape the world.